You about somebody who has gone through a transformation of sorts. This could be a person who is visiting a hometown after they have graduated and been gone from, the community for a while. This could be somebody who is coming back for a holiday. But there is this, like, you've been working out, or, you've grown up, you've matured, maybe even had a little bit of a glow up that is very obvious from a physical standpoint. The thing I can't help but imagine, because this is the Gothic Tarot of vampires, um, and this card talks about transition generally from like being human into vampire, is a part of a book about Dracula. I don't remember which one, that talked about the transition of, if somebody had a scar, the scar disappeared, or if there was some imperfection, it became perfect. When describing the transition to a vampire, I'm not saying you're turning into a vampire, but there's something here where things are improving for you from a health standpoint, or from like how you are viewed by others, so physically, that is capturing people's attention. People are kind of like, what's that about? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Natna. How we doing? I like it, Rachel. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box in case I said that too fast for you, as is more information on how to become a member. I still owe you guys a post, but I'm going to be doing the members only live stream tomorrow. That would be if you are in the stars or the towers. Hello, Danny. Hello, Third Eye. How are we doing today? I think we're going to continue talking about transformation, huh? We're going to continue with the Wild Reflections Tarot. Now, keep in mind, this could be about your transformation or transformation of somebody else that you are a witness to. But I do feel like for the majority of you, this would be about you going through a transformation that is visible, or people can see a difference in you. We have the Six of Wands in the reverse, Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so maybe there's been some significant unexpected change, like a breakup, or like getting laid off, for example, a change to your plans that required you to change them, right? What am I going to do now? I've got to build a foundation over here, or I've got to find a different job over there. There's a pivot that you've had to go through, and a reprioritization of what's important in your life. The Nine of Wands is about what you guard, or what is to be protected in your life. And I feel like whatever you've gone through, you had to really think about, okay, this is what's important to me over here, and that it doesn't bring me joy, right? So your life is simplified after a difficult experience, but it's also helped you to see things more clearly. It's like you know how to not waste time anymore. You're not caught up doing the things that people expect you to do. If you don't feel like there's a good reason for it, you're not going to do it. Not to be a jerk, but because your time is very valuable. Yes, that's important. The mindset controls so much. So with the Eight of Swords in the reverse, we have someone who sees things more clearly. It's not just representation or a nice drawing of reality. It's, here's me looking at reality right in the face, right? Why do we have the moon? I feel like it's because you've been kind of in hiding. Eight of Cups. You've been a little hermity. Leave me alone. People have been like wondering, like, what are you doing over there? Why are you taking all this time to yourself? Why are you hiding from people? What are you working on? You might have a project. You might have been getting some education or a certification. You might have been writing a book, but people feel like you've been hiding something. And I guess you kind of have been. More so just you didn't feel like you had to live everything out in the open for it to be real, right? Did I drink this coffee if I didn't first post it to social media? Look, I don't even drink coffee, okay? But this is people who are wondering, like, why did you stop telling people what you were doing? Where did you go? What have you been up to? 10 of Wands, 4 of Cups, Temperance. You've had one foot in the old life and the other foot in the new life. Getting things ready for a new life. And people feel rejected by you. So this could be old friends, this could be old coworkers, or even family that feel like you aren't prioritizing time for them, or you're different now, right? You've got a gym schedule, you've got a writing schedule. You don't sacrifice your fishing excursions every Friday morning anymore. There's something where it's like, I protect the peace, I protect what's important to me, or I make sure that I satisfy the things that are really, you know, gonna make sure there's food on the table, lights are on, all of that. But I don't have to be like setting myself on fire to keep other people warm, you know? Hello, Adam, how are you doing? I totally respect that, Matt. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, April. How are you doing? Hello, Shane. What's going on? I love that you just put a whole bunch of sunflowers, and I got the 9 of Pentacles, which is about as many sunflowers on one card as you're going to get. And the Queen of Pentacles, which also happens to have a sunflower. So look, we've got somebody here who, whoever you are, people are feeling like you have this glow up energy. You're building this new life for yourself, or you're setting something up that requires boldness. So you may have some fire energy, even though these are earth cards, okay? Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. The sunflower is associated with the Queen of Wands, associated with the fire energy, right? There is this ability to set out on a new adventure and, you know, build your own house or start your own business or go back to school. Tenacity and commitment are what people are seeing from you, but it has also impacted how people view you externally. You might just look like a happier person because you're a happier person. That happens, right? Hello, Mac. Hello, Baby Yoda. What's going on? Hello, Key Controller. How's your day going? Hello, Moon. So, Baby Yoda, who you asking that to? We got 6 of Pentacles and Page of Cups. Page of Cups is in the reverse. There are people who feel rejected by you. They feel like you're leveling up, like you're too cool for them. You don't have time to hang out with them. You've got more important pursuits. You're not easily distracted. I think there's some kind of like butthurt feelings here. Friends or romantic interests, possibly even family, that are like, hey, I used to be able to like pressure you into going to this event or doing this thing or helping me landscape, but now I can't. What changed? Why are you different? Thank you, Natna. Anything I should know? Awesome. I've added that for you. What else do we have? This is the Path of Shadows, by the way. Sorry, there's like a random hair. We have Cursed Castle and Siren. A tower of shadows, crumbling stone, once a golden cage that now shines no more. So we have someone who felt like they were stuck dealing with responsibilities, obligations, or drama that wasn't really theirs. There could have been a family structure that crumbled. There could have been a living situation that fell apart, a marriage that fell apart. As enchanting as it is, the reflection in the water, it can lure your soul to depths where illusions falter. So because I've gone through this really difficult breakup, or because I've had to go no contact with my family, or because I've had to really define who I am for people and accept that that might mean that some people just like don't really like me anymore, that's okay. Not everyone has to like you. In fact, it's kind of delicious when only like the cool ones do. This is someone who had to go through some difficult rejection and deal with some fear and set out on some sort of new adventure in their life. And most people would have gotten stuck. Most people would have fallen back onto old ways or chosen an easier path, but not you. So this Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles is you listening to your intuition and setting on this course that is, you know, maybe a little bit untraveled or not familiar for most people, because you knew what you were walking away from wasn't going to last or wasn't the right thing for you. The problem is when you go through that kind of redefining in your life, it often means there's separation or distance between you and people that used to be in your inner circle, or at the very least you and the version of yourself that no longer exists, right? Well, I don't do that anymore. That's not me. I had some great friends in my 20s that, you know, we don't really have anything to say to each other much anymore, because when I quit drinking, like, that was like what they did, you know? Do I love them any less? No, I just, you know, that was that time, right? Hello, Deveray, how are you doing? Yeah. Good for you. I love that. So we've got werewolf. Only the moon knows what it takes to hide this turmoil. Two sides of the same tormented soul. I feel this is going to be so cheesy. This is making me think of, what was it called? Is it just called Twilight? I'm sorry, I watched too much Twilight Zone to like feel like Twilight is a full name, but I think that's the series. The vampires, since we started off with the vampire tarot, right? The vampires who avoid humans and instead feast on animals. And I think they said they had like golden colored eyes instead of red. It's interesting because I pulled a werewolf card, right? Which would be like the enemy of vampires. This is someone who, it's like they're separating themselves out from the rest of the group, acknowledging like, I'm different. Like, y'all want to do it that way, that's fine. I'm not going to try to convince you that you got to do it my way, but I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to be, you know, making the choices that feel right for me. Whether that means you're choosing a different line of work than your family wants you to because they paid for your education or they have a family business, or you're marrying someone that they don't really approve of. Even just, you know, the act of moving away might be problematic for this family or this group of people. It's not stopping you. You're like, yeah, you can be mad. That's all right. Van Helsing. I should see if there's a Van Helsing tarot deck or like an oracle deck. I could use the Earth and Bones oracle. That seems appropriate. Cheese is nice. I mean, if you think about it, key controller, cheese is just mold. Expiration date. I don't know. If it's moldy, cut off the moldy part and eat the rest of it. That's my philosophy on cheese. The more you know. If you drop it on the floor, don't eat the part that hit the floor. You know what I mean? So we have Justice, the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Empress in the reverse. Holy major arcana, okay. So you've made a choice on what's really important to you. You know what makes you happy. It requires change, or because you've gone through this change, it really helps elucidate for you. This is the path that I want. I know it's going to make some of you mad. That's okay. But like, I'm going to be happy over there, and you can't make everyone happy. So I might as well make myself happy, right? For some of you specifically, what I'm seeing is a mother who is going to be very mad at you. How dare you move away? How dare you decide to not have children? How dare you decide to not work for your grandfather? Whatever it is, it's like, I had plans for your life and you're not following them. How dare you? It's like you think it's your life or something. What? It's ridiculous. Two of Cups. Emperor. I feel like this message from one person to another is, I love you, but the fact that I love you, it's not like carte blanche for you to make decisions in my life. It doesn't mean that by loving you, I have to do everything that would make you happy. Some of these decisions that I make are not going to make you happy, and I would like to think that you love me unconditionally and you could support me even if it's not necessarily what you would have chosen for me, because you love me, not because I'm just like a little puppet that does what you say, right? That's not love, that's just control. Like, you want to control something, get an actual puppet, or I don't know, play a video game. Are we still talking about cheese? I love it. Hello, Shayla. How are you doing? Did I miss? Hello, Armir. How are you doing? Hello, James. What's up? So the Emperor is a card that talks about independence. I'm going to do what I want to do. I know it's not what you want me to do, but sometimes that's how it is. You know? You don't take orders from this person. They're not your boss. You aren't the boss of me. And it's going to feel so freeing. I'm not saying you have to like slam the door when you walk out of the room or anything. In fact, I would probably discourage it. But you're going to walk out after telling this person what you need to say, or you're going to drive away after you decide it's time for you to finally move out on your own. You're going to be like, I feel 10 feet tall. I feel like the smartest person in the whole world. Just for a little while, though. Not for like ever, okay? Just for a moment in time, you can be like... But don't be that obnoxious person that always thinks they're the smartest person in the room. This is like, I figured out what I needed to do. I had this conversation. I said what I needed to say. I still love you. It doesn't change the fact that I love you just because I want to live my own life or because I want to make this decision and you don't like it. I'm sorry. That's just like how it is. You have your favorite Pop-Tart and I have my favorite Pop-Tart. It doesn't have to be the same, right? But if you choose blueberry, I'm judging you. Just saying. Really though, I'm curious. What's your favorite? Tell me. Tell me in the comments. Hello, Nitu. How's it going? I'm pretty partial to the brown sugar cinnamon. Is that what it's called? And the s'mores. Those are my favorites. Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. So we have the Nine of Cups, a card that talks about wish fulfillment. Page of Wands. Good news, but the weirdest depiction of a good news card ever, and the King of Pentacles. You are embarking on an adventure that helps you to build stability for your life. You are accomplishing things that are important for your independence, as well as, you know, where you are meant to land in your life. And chasing your dream or going after what you want might mean that you encounter a few heavy clouds, right? Some people who feel like they need to throw their emotions at you. Some people who are like, oh, that's great news that you got that job offer across the country, but like, I hate you for thinking that that's an option. Notice we have like an actual demon chasing this person. The Page of Wands, again, it's usually just a person who's standing and looking at a pole, okay? It can talk about measuring something wrong, realizing you had like the wrong first impression of a person, but it's usually communication, good news. Your good news, your communication about getting what you want or having this job offer or getting accepted for the apartment or the house that you want, this should be celebrated. But instead we have somebody who's like, oh, I don't like that. That's not what I had in mind for you. That's too far away. I'm sorry. Are you CEO of my life? No. They're going to be upset. That's okay. Let them be upset. They'll get over it. And if they don't, tough titties. Strawberry's a good choice. James and Shayla, I'm glad you're on Team S'mores. It's the best. I see what you did there, Matt. You don't know what a Pop-Tart is? This makes me so sad. But yeah, it really is just sugar. There's like zero nutritional value. Yeah. I never even really considered it breakfast. It was more of like a snacky thing, right? Like, oh, it's 8 o'clock at night. Let's eat some sugar. All right. What else do we have? The 10 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. In order to get your fortune, my friend, in order to get the accomplishments and the opportunities that are meant for you, you are meant to walk away. You are meant to move. You are meant to start a different chapter. I really do feel like this is about like family being real convinced that you need to stay or live in a particular area or be close to them. And you're like, yeah, but like maybe I would like to live my own life. I feel like you got to do that, maybe. And even if you didn't, why would you deprive me of the opportunity to do that? I feel like this is saying your fortune is elsewhere. Knight of Swords. And the 10 of Wands. In part because I feel like there's someone here who is devious. This would be like the kind of person who you apply for your dream job and they make like an anonymous call to say that you're a horrible employee because they don't want you to make that change or like get too big for your britches or outpace them in their career. This is a controlling, manipulative person who feels like you're moving away from them is like an insult to their person instead of something that should be celebrated because you're doing something good for your own life. Okay, let's see. Maybe we'll get the interview card. This is the situations deck. What else do we have? Hello, Oscar. How are you doing? Key controller, that's a hilarious description. Not too far off. Yeah. Hey, Kanon. I don't really like doing that, but thanks anyway. I hope you have a good day. So we have come together, reconciliation, spiritual union, soul contract, and lockdown, mental prison confined. So sometimes I see family connections that are pretty frayed because there was, you know, maybe some self-absorbed parent, or maybe there was a division that happened because of a divorce, or maybe there's just like a really hateful connection between siblings. But this is one of those where it's like, I'm like a helicopter parent, or I am involved in like everything that you do. And I look over your shoulder and I say, you did it wrong. You did it wrong. I taught you to do it differently. Can you do that differently? And it's like I see someone going, like, I've stayed calm and cool and collected for years while you try to tell me how to like edit my life or do it differently. And at this point, the patience is very thin, you know? So they're feeling like they're losing control over you because you are establishing a more independent approach to your decision making. They're going to throw a little bit of a temper tantrum. They're going to whine and maybe cry and maybe even like throw something. I guess that's how it is. I'm just going to say though, like I can't really think of a time where somebody throwing a temper tantrum versus like having a mature adult conversation about something that needs to change. If you're just, your approach is like a temper tantrum and like, "Rah!" and you're not 5 years old, I might kind of delight in doing the thing you don't want me to do because you took the wrong approach. Or I'm just gonna like not listen to you. You're dead to me. Like I can't hear you. This is someone who is losing their temper and using their emotion to try to get you to change your mind on something that you know is the right thing for you. I know I should take this job, or I know I should move because this is where I could have the great opportunities that I want in my life for my calling, for my purpose, for my professional career, or even if you're moving somewhere because you feel like there's someone that you're falling in love with, you know, there's this you can't really change my mind meeting a family member's ire or anger. Like, how dare you make a decision on something else? I have these plans for you and you're deviating from them. But you're not a sim character. You're like a whole human and stuff. Like, you get to make your own choices. What? Stop it. Hello, Point Zero. How are you doing? Hello, ARW. Hello, Hooks. Yeah, exactly. What else do we have? Unconditional love, twin flame, and racing, running, avoiding. Huh. So I don't like to take it too literally when I say the twin flames card because there are other words on this card. I don't feel like this is the romantic twin flame dynamic that often is associated with this card. I feel like this is more so the mirrored souls. The fact that there is a lot of similarity between you and this, I think it's probably a parent who feels like they have some measure of control or an ability to influence you, like you're their mini me, and therefore you should make decisions the way that they do. I feel like there's stubbornness in both of you. They don't want to admit or, be honest with themselves that you are an adult. You should be able to make your own decisions. And you don't want to admit that maybe sometimes their advice is actually good. But I'm going to go ahead and lean a little bit more towards they need to let you live your own life, right? So whether they've been trying to help you avoid lessons and over parenting, doing like the hovering thing, or if they've been avoiding accountability for the ways that they let you down as a parent, I feel like this has impacted how you view romantic relationships or love in general, including with your family. And you are meant to experience unconditional love with a different person in a different zip code. Just play I Got Hoes in different area codes when you're walking out the door. You guys, I'm not cool enough. I'm not gangsta enough. What's the name of the walk where you're like kind of like limping a little bit? You know what I mean, right? What's it called? Come on, tell me. Hello, Godson. How are you doing? Oh, that's very kind of you to share, Chad. I bet you do great on first dates. All right, you know what? It's been a while since we've seen the Pause Tarot. So let's dig in. I don't think that's what it's called. Yeah, probably. I like how James calls it that. Are you afraid that YouTube's gonna get mad at you? What else do we have? Six of Swords. Traveling. I know I don't need to be here. I know, I'm thankful for maybe, getting raised here or having a sense of community here, but I won't be over there. I want to go start my own life and not have, someone watching my every move. Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups. This family member expects you to choose what you know versus the unknown because they have perhaps even tried to instill a little bit of fear in you over the unknown in order to keep you kind of clingy, right? Oh, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay right next to you. Like these two right here. But instead, you're over here like, actually, look at all those choices. Why would I choose the same one? Very young energy coming through, even if you're over there like, Carmen, I'm not young. It's young energy because you're ready for the new adventure. You know what people expect, and it's like, been there, done that. I'm gonna go do that. It's good to do things that people find unpredictable. I've had a few of my friends who've known me the longest be like, what did you just say you're doing? Did not see that one coming. Oh, okay. Sure. And I love it. Hello, Paula. How are you doing? I think Snoop Dogg did do it, yes. We've got the Two of Wands. Adventure time. Making plans. Getting ready for a travel that, takes you to that next destination, the next place you're going to live. Maybe looking at places. Interviewing, perhaps. Ace of Pentacles, Five of Wands. It's like someone who raised you is like, no, 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 no. I didn't say you could do that. Just like wear a shirt that says you can't keep me in your basement. Because this person, it's like they're looking at it like I raised you, or, I'm the one who made everything happen for you. So like, you got to do something to be nice to me. Sure. How about I make you a carrot cake before I leave? But I'm not going to change my whole life or miss out on opportunities just so that you have someone to watch Cheers with on Tuesday nights. Did you know? I don't think they realize that they're being unreasonable. Hello, Yuna. Or Yunamina. How are you doing? Hello, A. I think there are some people who are scared to say the negative things. I mean, sometimes I get personal questions and, someone's like, am I ever going to see this person again? And the answer is no. It's not fun for me to say because I know what you want to hear. I know you want to hear yes. But I also think if you alter what the message is from tarot, then you might be misleading someone and then they don't get the next happy chapter that they're supposed to get. So I think it really comes down to whether or not the reader is willing to deliver the difficult news that may actually help you get to the good news, for that short little dopamine hit of giving you the answer that you want. I'd rather tell you what I actually see. Of course I can, Lee. I hope your day is going well. I'm adding that for you. That's funny, Matt. Do gangstas twerk, though? Just asking for a friend. Strength and Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Look, I'm not a parent, okay? So I am not by any means an expert on how to raise a small human. So please do not mistake me for someone who claims to be an expert. But I do feel like there are some things that have to happen by like kind of trial and error, or like you mess it up and then you learn not to do that. I suppose the kind of cliche example would be that's an oven or a stovetop and it's hot and we can tell because it has the little warning red light on it. And if you touch it, it's not going to feel great. Some things you have to learn yourself, right? Tactily or the hard way, whatever you want to call it. And some lessons, some like validating lessons, are learned when you take a chance and do something that you really have no idea how it's going to go, but it builds your character, it builds your confidence because you took that chance. You did the thing that other people were like, oh gosh, no, don't do that. You don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes it pays off, you know? Hey, James, what's up? We've got the Ace of Cups. Look at it. Doesn't that little dove look all debonair? It's like, you know you want the love, baby. And the Eight of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this parent or this family member who is very controlling doesn't really understand that their love is a suffocating kind of love, and this distance would actually improve the relationship. It's like, if you don't let me leave, then things deteriorate further, and then I have to wonder about whether or not I want to be in contact with you at all. If I'm able to move away and live the life that I want to, and I don't feel like you're looking over my shoulder every 2 seconds, then we can get to a point where we're having conversations that seem a little bit more normal, or like you respect me as an adult versus trying to control all the things that I'm doing, right? We've got Three of Cups in the reverse, Four of Swords in the reverse, and the Three of Swords. I'm going to go ahead and say that for the majority of you, this is a mother who, after being heartbroken in romantic relationships, was, became codependent on a child to get that love and affection or attention from someone, because the romantic relationships didn't really offer that or didn't consistently offer that. And this codependent energy is like very stifling, right? So this is just as possible for a father figure who doesn't know how to deal with that and gets codependent with their child. But this is because somebody has been heartbroken. They like lean on this child more than they should. I do feel like this is an adult child, to be clear, but it is a parent-child relationship. We are already at 40 minutes. Holy crap. Well, just under 40 minutes. So I need to get started on personal questions. Yeah, I feel like this is someone who's finally becoming more independent and not willing to be talked out of it. And I'm proud of you. Woo! Yeah, see, I wasn't sure if that's what it was, Matt. And I also don't know if I can say it. Nat and Lee, thank you for your patience. Okay, what does Nat need to know, please? Knight of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. The Hanged Man. Ace of Swords. There's someone who's been holding on to a secret for a very long time. This could be someone within your family. This could be a close friend. But I do feel like this is a person you would consider to be like in your inner circle, or someone where if they share a secret with you, it's not like strange to you, right? It's not just like some random coworker. This person is going to be telling you something that they have kept secret for a long time, and they have deliberated over whether or not to tell you the truth. But they tell you this truth, and it's like they want you to have an opinion on it like that. Two of Cups, Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups. So this person who wants your opinion, this is an opinion regarding a love offer. Why are they being so secretive about it? Is this like somebody who's like not single? Okay. So Natna, I feel like you're going to get asked a question regarding whether or not someone should continue to see a person who is not single. You know my advice on that one. I'm sure you would agree. Thank you, Matt. I should say Matthew, right? Let me know if you have a question. I'd be happy to pull some cards for you. Otherwise, if you're just being sweet, I very much so appreciate you. I'm a little bit worried about this, Nat, because I feel like this is someone confessing to you that they're in love with a person who is not really available, who may have said that the relationship was over, but it isn't. And now they're like, what do I do with this? How do I proceed with this person who has made a confession and, you know, it's not the best? What can I do to like salvage what's going on here? Do I still see this person? Page of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. The thing is, I feel like you're talking to somebody who's wanting to confess this to you and hoping that you will like kind of back up their desire. And I feel like they've read you wrong. Because I feel like your advice to them is, I feel like you need to focus on other things and not get involved with someone like that. And they're like disappointed in how you respond to it. Step carefully. There's a lot of poo all around in this conversation. I hope that's helpful, Nat, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Let's see what we've got for Lee. This is the Bianco Nero. What do we have for Lee? Nine of Swords, Two of Swords, Seven of Cups in the reverse. This could be you, or it could be someone that you're close to, but we have some sleeplessness or anxiety over a decision that needs to be made, and it feels like you know what needs to be done, but everybody else is still like arguing. Five of Pentacles in the reverse, Ace of Swords, Three of Cups. You're like, it feels pretty self-evident. This is the choice. This is the thing that we have to do. Like, the truth is like right here, slapping you across the face. And people are like, we need to talk about it a little bit more. We're going to go back and look at some 1898 thesauruses. Is it thesauri? The thesauruses? I think you're going to get impatient because there's people here who are like, we don't know if we can really make that decision yet. Okay. They're just... time wasting. The Fool in the reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands with the Tower. You know what this looks like to me? This looks like if I was a lawyer and I got paid some exorbitant amount per hour and all I had to do was talk, and then I get paid more. Big surprise, that's what I do right now. Then I would talk a lot, right? This is why I'm not a lawyer. This is somebody who's like, I'm going to draw out the process, or I'm going to make it more complicated than it needs to be, because then I can bill you for it again. Or because then I can like feel powerful. I don't like this person's intentions. Whoever's drawing this out, like, I just kind of want to tell them they're a jerk. Hi, I'm Carmen. Nice to meet you. You're a jerk. Yeah, no, I saw what you did. So, patience. Patience is recommended. You're probably going to want to roll your eyes. Just be like this, and then do the rolling of your eyes, and then you can compose yourself and look like a human, right? Oh, thank you, Dana. Is the black cat a boy? Are you naming him? Oh, I'm that way too, Dana. I've added that for you. And did we get an answer from our generous Matthew? I don't see, but Matthew, let me know if you'd like me to pull a few cards. I wrote down your name just in case. So Lee, be patient. There's going to be some people here who are unreasonable, but there also might be a point where you realize, like, this is too much. I'm done. I don't want to have this conversation anymore. It feels like we have A, B, and C as the logic that we're working for or working with. And if we fold those all in together, we get E. So, like, what are we talking about here? You might have to actually call someone out after you've exhibited patience for a while and almost like act like a teacher. Like, so we're good now, right? I can like go home and like, I don't know, do the dishes or like watch some TV, not have to have the same conversation for another hour. Okay, that sounds good, Matthew. And you would be up next. So good luck with that, Lee. I know you have more patience than most. All right, let's see what we've got for Matthew. What does Matthew need to know, please? Dang, okay. Hanged Man, Princess or Page of Wands, the Tree of Life, the Princess or Page of Cups, Seven of Wands, and the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So it makes sense because you're saying that the general reading was resonating for you. This is showing me that there's someone like taking a second glance at the like handcuffs or like the rope that had them secured to a particular spot or way of thinking and realizing I could just like untie that, or I could like cut that with the scissors in my pocket. I don't have to stay here. I could just like leave. So independent thinking. And this card, the Tree of Life, is the 79th card in this tarot deck, which is to say it's an extra card. This talks about spiritual awakening or personal growth. And you are working on these things that enable you to be your best version of yourself. So with this Page of Cups, there's like this newfound sense of wonder because you have things at your fingertips or choices that you can make, and it seems like there's a lot out there that could potentially be amazing for you. With the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Cups in the reverse, I do just want to remind you that you are Timing is very important. And there is a possibility that you get excited or kind of have like this high of making decisions, and then maybe you make one a little bit too quickly or without having done your research, and then you're kind of like, maybe I should have done that. Just go ahead and forgive yourself, okay? You're gonna make a bad mistake. You're gonna make a decision you regret. You're gonna choose something that smells bad the next day. I don't know what that's in reference to, but it happens. It's okay. It's part of this learning process, and it's just you getting the data that you need to be able to better understand this new chapter. But do not get caught up, feeling frustrated with yourself for longer than you need to. Pick it up and keep moving forward. Hello, Cheryl. How are you doing? Or is it Cherry? I can't tell. Whichever it is. My apologies if I got your name wrong. I hope that helps, Matthew, and I'm proud of you. Let's see what we've got for Dana. Is the black cat a boy cat? Yes. It's even the King of Swords. Isn't that adorable? Looking like the Watcher over here, though. Knight of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Yep, there's a similarity between the other cats that you've had that goes beyond gender. I do feel like the cat distribution system is working in your favor, wanting to lighten your spirits. So hopefully that's working out for you. I think you know how I feel about cats. You're so welcome, Matthew. All right, y'all, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.